My name is Christopher Stillar. I'm just your average, ordinary guy. I've been married to my high school sweetheart for over 20 years, and I'm the father of 4 children. I live a typical life, ordinary in every way. Oh yeah, did I mention? I hear and see dead people. I'm a spiritual medium, and this is my story. In the mid-90s, a traumatic and serious health crisis, combined with the death of my beloved grandmother, changed my life in ways I could never have predicted. Now it is I who is changing lives. Real people, in real pain, dealing with unimaginable grief, getting the chance to connect one more time with those they loved and lost. Changing people's lives and healing their souls with the help of their loved ones in spirit is my daily work, it's my passion, and my life's purpose. Welcome to my world, and welcome to Seeking Spirit.
Okay, I'm Callahan, and I came by Chris through my daughter Rosalind. She had read his book, and then she passed it on to me, and I read his book, and I said, I would really like to meet this guy. And she said, you might get an opportunity to do that. So when she phoned and said she had a booking for me to see Chris, I said, oh, hallelujah. I'm finally going to see somebody that I really wanted to see for a long, long time.
Kay, and I want to welcome you, Kay, and I want to thank you for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
The first thing that I want to say to you is that I have 2 men or 2 male energies coming through to you. They're coming through at different levels or different generations,
right.
Okay? They don't come through side by side. I have to tell you that I have a male to your side or contemporary coming through to you, and I have an older male father figure coming through.
Okay.
So I'll do my best to sort them out. What I need to tell you is I've got a couple different things that were coming up prior to your arrival. I have a cardiac arrest or heart-related issue for one, and I have
right.
cancer for the other coming through, okay? So just know that I'm having a little trouble having the distinction of knowing who's who, other than the male to your side is coming through. 2 names are coming up. This does not mean it's their names, so I just want to be clear with you. But do you know where the J name, male J name, like Jim would come into play? Dead or alive, why they would reference a Jim connection?
Not right now.
Okay,
no.
and the second, the first name actually was, there's a Frank or a Fred connection that they were saying?
Fred and a Frank, I know both those.
Okay, because much earlier this morning, the FR name was coming through. The last 20 minutes, they've been wanting me to acknowledge a Jim or James connection as well. So
I don't know a Jim or a James right offhand.
Okay, that's fine. Just know that there could be a connection to that. Maybe you'll get it later, maybe you won't. But you understand where the Frank or the Fred connection?
Yes.
Okay. So having said that, the other thing I need to say, and I'm not quite clear on what this is, they want me to talk about a celebration. There's something date-wise that feels kind of like now or recent, so I don't know if it's coming up shortly. We're not too far off if it's in the future, but I feel like there's something notable date-wise that they want me to acknowledge, like the birthday, the anniversary, but they're making reference to this, and it feels timely. Do you understand?
Okay.
I'm asking, do you know if there's something?
Not right offhand, no.
What would be like a week from now?
A week from now?
Yeah.
It would have been my anniversary and my marriage anniversary if my husband and I had stayed together, right?
Okay. So all I know is there's something that was being acknowledged like in about a week's time.
Okay.
So you're telling me it would have been your anniversary had you stayed married?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know why that would be relevant or important.
Me neither, but like you said, you don't know what's going to
Yeah,
come
I don't
through.
know what'll come through and I can't control it.
That's
The other
right.
thing is I have to talk about alcohol. There's an issue where alcohol has impacted your life.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, so do you understand the male to your side having the cancer? I could be reversing this,
Yes.
but okay. And the older male having the cardiac or the heart-related issue?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because they're trying to be a little clearer about that. Were you hoping to hear from either of these people?
No, I wasn't expecting
Either of them?
whoever came
Oh,
through.
you were just open.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you have two different male. No, how do I say this? when I talked about how alcohol impacted your life,
All right.
I think two different people, two different scenarios are involved here. It's not just the one, okay?
No.
But one person's still living apparently, but maybe not in your life. So I don't know if your ex drank, but there's something about two different males and the alcohol issue.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, that is true enough.
And one male is passed because I keep hearing sorry and the apology feeling, and I feel like
Okay.
the actions and the choices that he made had a negative effect on you and the family.
Yes.
But he and it seems to be the older one saying this, but he seems to be trying to cleanse himself a bit and to let you know that he truly is sorry. But I feel like this other character's still alive that would be the drinker or had been the drinker, but probably not in your life as we speak.
No, the two that I know of
Are deceased?
are deceased. yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They're making me feel like there's a male living that has the drinking issue as well.
Probably my son.
Your son?
Well,
That's honestly.
He has a beer every now and then. But I don't consider him to be an alcoholic.
No, I wouldn't
but,
either
you know,
based on that. But all
Yeah.
I know is I feel like there's something about the living male and the alcohol issue.
It could be him.
Oh, I'm not sure, but they seem to be referencing that. I want to ask you at this point in time, because although I feel like I have dad or a father figure coming through, and then this male to the side, whether he's like a brother, brother-in-law, or what, I don't know.
Okay.
But just the first name of one individual you were hoping to hear from today, and see if I can get them for you.
Wilton.
Wilton?
Yes.
It's taking me a minute here because the thing I'm seeing, I'm not clear of why. It's I don't know if there's any significance. Well, I got to give what I get, and it's not much. Normally they'll come through and start talking about how they died if they're going to step up and
Right.
communicate. All I'm seeing is a swing going back and forth, an outdoor swing for some reason, and I don't know why. And I do feel like I'm being pulled back in time.
Okay.
So I just keep seeing the swing, and I don't know if it's like tied to a tree branch or what, but I literally feel like the swing reference keeps coming up. And I do feel like it would be child connected, but I'm not seeing a child on it. I'm just hoping if it is Wilton, he's going to step up and communicate a bit more. Now,
Okay.
I want to ask you, do you know if leading up to and just before the cause of death for him, why my lungs would all fill up with fluid?
Yes.
Because he's starting to go into that
Yes,
mode of communication
that's
now.
right.
Because I just feel like it's almost like I'm drowning, but I'm not in water.
That's right.
And he just really had a great trouble breathing. This, I think, honestly went on for a while for him.
Yes,
so,
it did.
So
Yeah.
it could come and go, but and then at the end there was just no getting over it. So I don't know if there's like an emphysema aspect earlier or why the breathing feels difficult earlier on and off. But then I feel like whether this is like a pneumonia or what, I don't know, but it's very heavy at the end. But I feel like the breathing difficulties was something that he had to deal with for a while.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay. He's coming through as an older male to you, standing behind
Okay.
you, okay?
Right.
So when they stand behind you, I always know I have a dad or an uncle or perhaps a grandfather, but I feel like I'm one generation above you, okay?
Okay.
So does that correspond for who Wilton is to you?
Sure.
Okay. He's got like, honestly, I can't describe, but dead dogs coming up. They're not dead, but I mean, they're in spirit. But they're coming up and hopping all around you. And he makes me feel like they're waiting for you.
Oh, yes, I know he's waiting for me because
Now, can I ask you, it's a little vague, but is there an aspect about that you moved? I don't know if this is like a year ago or a year and a half ago, but you weren't really sure how you would handle that.
Oh, yes.
You understand that?
6 months ago.
6 months ago.
But it may have started like a year ago.
It started a year ago, but
I
you
think
moved
so.
6 months
I
ago.
moved 6
Okay,
months ago.
whatever that is, there's this sense where I believe it's Wilton talking, coming through, making me feel like I have to talk about a move that's already happened. That's why I thought it was about a year ago. And but I really feel like there was hesitance around this, not sure of what to expect or how it was going to play out for you.
That's true. Because
Okay.
even still today, I don't know
You're
if I
unsure.
made the right decision or not.
I can tell you did, and you made the right decision because you're there.
Okay.
You might change it down the road. They're not showing me that.
Right.
But if you're there, you've made the right decision.
Okay, very
But he
good.
does talk about the hesitance around the move and the uneasiness and the unsure
Right.
aspect to it.
Right.
He just wants you to know that he's been a part of your life since he's passed, but he brings that up as a reference point to let you know that he was present and there for you through that time. He kind of just laughs. You have a great support system. You have a great support system. I don't know how comfortable you are in letting your support system help you as much as
Right.
they want to.
Yeah.
But I do feel like you have people to rely on and that are there for you, and he's very happy for you for this. I think.
That's nice to know.
Do you feel that yourself, though?
Oh, yes, definitely.
That's the important part. That I'm not force feeding you.
I know the support system is there. It's just that I'm one of those people that don't want to be
Independent.
bothering other people.
Yeah, and you
know?
like your independence.
I am. I'm so independent. Like,
But he's making me feel like if you can just be open to letting your support system help you, whether
Okay.
that's your kids, whether that's siblings, whether that's your friends, I don't know.
Right.
It could be
Yeah.
a neighbor for all I know.
right.
But I feel like you've got a good network there.
Oh,
Rely
yes,
on them.
I do.
Rely on them. And also, somebody might be suggesting to you or tabling, this could be a prediction, about a trip. And you might be a little hesitant or you're
Yes.
unsure.
Yes.
But I feel like do it. Do it.
Okay.
Because I feel like you've got the wherewithal to do it. You can make it happen. Your reluctance is more about you than the reality. It seems to
Okay.
be a good thing. Has somebody tabled or brought this up to you yet about a trip?
My other daughter, Heather.
Okay. So, and you're reluctant. You haven't responded or?
Well, no, I was kind of hemming and hemming about it. And Rosalind, she wanted me to go to New York with her not so very long ago, and I said, no, it's just
Well, there's something
too
else that will
busy.
be coming up that somebody will be suggesting or saying, hey, we should take this trip. You should come.
okay.
And I'm going to tell you, you should do it. So if that's your other daughter,
Right.
it really does feel like a good opportunity for you. And Wilton wants you to know that, okay?
Okay, very good.
And is there a weekly activity that you do that gets you moving and keeps you
Yes.
going?
Walking the dogs every single day.
All I know is he talks about being with you, but it feels like what I would call a physical activity. And I feel like, well, obviously you got to walk dogs because they need it, but he doesn't bring it across from that standpoint. He talks about your mobility and
Yeah.
keeping you flexible and keeping you going. And he seems very happy about it, but it seems... You know what? I don't think it's the dogs. Do you do something else once a
Yeah.
week?
It's probably the terminal illness that I have. And Wilton, if that's Wilton
Yeah.
coming through, he probably wants me to keep walking and keep moving so I wouldn't
For sure.
seize up altogether, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
So just know that he keeps making me feel like this physical activity and a weekly thing. I have to ask you something, though. Did you ever bowl?
Sometimes, yes.
Because he's like bringing up the bowling reference or
Oh,
something
yes.
bowling. And you may have difficulty because of the leg brace. I don't know. But I do think there's something that's like activity-wise. And then he keeps showing me the bowling alley lane.
Right.
So give it, the chance and the opportunity that, you could do it. You won't be alone through the illness. You won't be alone through it. He keeps
Okay.
saying that, okay?
Okay.
You know your family's far more scared for you than you are.
I think, yes, I can feel that.
You know, you're the one that brought that term up and said terminal illness.
Right.
I didn't bring it out.
No,
They
no.
didn't tell me.
Right.
But I need you to know, once you've mentioned that, they're saying that your family is far more scared for you than what you actually are. To me, I feel like you have what I would call a pretty good handle on it,
Yes,
and a pretty
I do.
good frame of mind about
Yes.
it. And I feel like, I don't know if I would call it embracing it, but I think I would say that you've accepted and you're aware, and I feel like you're educated about it, and I want to say prepared. So that to me means mentally and emotionally.
Right.
And it's funny or crazy that, you know, people need to be around you. Hence why I guess the support system, and to
Right.
rely on them when
Oh,
he
yeah.
said that earlier. But it is about relying on them, and you would think that they want to be there for you, but it might turn out to be the other way around, where you're putting them at ease, where you bring them comfort and you bring them peace of mind,
Yeah.
versus the other way. And you won't be alone. That's all I can tell you. He puts his hand on your shoulder, he keeps touching your left shoulder, and he says you won't be alone through this. But I think you know that. I think you know it. Are you a bit of a dog person?
Yes.
He's got, like, honestly, I can't describe, but dead dogs coming up. They're not dead, but I mean, they're in spirit. But they're coming up and hopping all around you. And he makes me feel like they're waiting for you.
Oh, yes, I know he's waiting for me, because I had this little dog for 12 years, and he died kind of suddenly.
You have more than one over there.
I miss him so much.
You have more than one. That's all I can tell you, because I'm seeing 3.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, there is 3.
Thank you.
But one wasn't, I had 2 of my own, and one belonged to Rosalind.
Okay.
So that's
All
the
I know
3.
is there's 3 dogs
Oh,
that are
good,
deceased that
good.
come hopping around you and on your lap and stuff, because it's not just the one, it's 3. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And do you sit out back on the step or on the deck or something a fair bit? Because
Yes, I
Wilt
do.
talks about being there with you, standing
Oh,
right by you.
definitely. That's
But
nice to
I
know.
feel, honestly, I feel like you spend a lot of time there.
Yes, I do.
Where would Betty or Bev or the BE female name come into play?
Oh, yes.
Who's this?
That's a friend of mine.
Betty?
Yes, Betty.
Is she living?
No,
She's passed.
Yes.
So watch for Betty coming through, or because I honestly am hearing like the B.E. Betty name that they want me to make reference to.
Sure.
But I have to say there's something about Mom and coming to terms with something following the death.
Okay.
So I said forgiveness. I don't know if that's what it was, but literally there seemed to have been a change or something of you finding some sort of peace about something in regards to Mom. But I felt like something, I don't know, something with the relationship that was frustrating. So that just seems to be the aspect that they're bringing up. Okay, I just need to ask you, the Betty connection that's passed,
Right.
do you know if she goes because of either like an aneurysm or a stroke issue? Because I've got, you remember I said about the blockage?
Yes, she went fast, but I don't know. She may have had a stroke.
But you don't know the details?
I don't know for sure, but
Okay.
I know she went fast.
Okay, I need you, are you still in contact with any family,
Yes,
friends?
her family, yes.
Okay, then maybe if you should choose to, I mean, we don't need it for the purpose of this show or for your reading,
Right.
but if you feel so inclined, you may want to check to find out if they know her cause of death. Because to me, when I said aneurysm or stroke earlier with the female, and I felt like it's happened, it's being reinforced now for the Betty connection.
Okay.
So I think honestly she was trying to come through earlier and I wasn't getting her.
Okay.
Okay. And do you sit out back on the step or on the deck or something a fair bit? Because
Yes, I
Wilton
do.
talks about being there with you, standing
Oh,
right by you.
definitely. That's
But
nice to
I
know.
feel honestly, I feel like you spend a lot of time there.
Yes, I do.
He's with you a lot. A lot.
I'm glad to hear that, because I find if he's around, then I don't feel so lonely.
Good. Good. Was he a smoker?
Was he a smoker? Yes.
Because he's like bringing up the smoking and I'm smelling cigarette smoke and it's
my.
like I'm coughing inside, and he understands, that was his demise, the
What?
smoking
The what?
with the lungs.
Oh, yeah.
That was the problem with the lungs.
Sometimes you go into a coughing fit, and I said, you're going to die from this one these days.
Now Betty wants to know why she's not allowed to talk. That's what she just
tell
said.
her, go ahead and talk.
She probably got nothing to say, but she just kind of interjected like, why can't I talk? Was she found in the bathtub?
No,
Do you know a female that was found in the bathtub?
no.
This is not a person that drowns, but there's something about the bathtub, the bathroom.
Oh, yes. Yes, it was my neighbor across the street.
Another person
Yes, another person.
found
Yes.
in the bathtub.
Yes.
Because I keep feeling like I have to, and I wasn't sure if it's Betty or not, if it was a new person
I don't
moving
know
in.
if she was found in the bathtub, but she was found in the bathroom.
Okay, that's cool. Because I literally see, when I see the bathtub,
Okay.
it's better than the toilet, but when I see the bathtub, I know I'm in the bathroom.
Okay.
So,
sure.
but I know she doesn't drown. That I'm clear
No,
on.
she
But
didn't
she's
drown.
found in the bathroom,
Yes.
and it might even have been literally, whether you can verify or not, she might have hit the tub or been over the tub or straddled the tub or something because of the way that she's showing this. I'm hoping all these people and these little tidbits and these little snippets that they're bringing through will reinforce for you that there's an afterlife, and that
yes, definitely.
the last thing for you to dwell on is any kind of fear over that for
Okay.
yourself. I want you to keep thinking honestly. We're all going to face it.
Oh, yes.
Some of us won't know it when it happens, and others will be led into it and will know what's coming, and different scenarios. But you need to be focusing on, as much as I want to tell you Wilton, I want to tell you about your dog.
Okay.
You need to really focus on your dog when the
Okay.
time gets closer, whenever this is. And nobody's predicting it. But when it gets closer, just remember your dog will be waiting for you.
Oh,
Okay.
I know that. I know that right deep down inside.
Good.
It was wonderful. It was a good experience, I must say, because I've never ever been to a meeting before. And I said, I'll come now just out of curiosity's sake. So I wasn't really expecting to get very much, but I got a lot, I must say, and I'm glad that Wilton came through. And I'm glad my little dog came through. I was diagnosed in November of 2011, but for a year and a half, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I was falling, and I was losing my speech, was becoming impaired. My swallowing, I would probably choke on everything I was eating or drinking. So I went to one doctor after the other, and finally when I met up with the neurologist, he had done all the tests like lumbar punctures, CAT scans, MRIs, and finally he said, you have Lou Gehrig's disease. And I kind of half expected I had something like that. First I thought it was MS, but he said no, it was the ALS that I have. So I've been coping with it now ever since I've been diagnosed. And I find that that's the hardest part of trying to cope when your physical body wants to move and it don't go very fast. And you got to just take your time and walk. Then sometimes with my speech it gets so impaired, it's like I'm talking with a pile of marbles in my mouth. So anyway, I'm coping the best I can. So I pray day and night for God to help me with this.